Shalom, Akim, Brothers at Allah from GMS London camp. First and foremost, give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakah, Kodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone, who teach and rule well. Blessings unto the sincere Akim out there, the hopeful elect, Bakwaya Kodash, the holy elect round the four winds, waiting to be delivered out of this hellhole, Babylon the Great, aka America. Just a quick upload, these things is, tripping in the financial markets and getting ready to come bust. All these bubbles that have been set up that are ready to bust, man, leading to the downfall and the trodding of Babylon the Great, man, this so-called great empire that's ruling the earth right now. And more things are getting heated in the global markets and in the, geopolitical markets around the globe, man. And things are going to get worse as time goes on, man. 2018 is definitely going to be a pivotal year for the downfall and the trodding of Babylon the Great, aka America, man. Which Babylon the Great is America, man. Just something I just came across on the CoinTelegraph.com, and you can see it on different articles as well, like CNBC and CNN, I think, regarding the same subject. And basically, the market crash, man, the global economy that's gonna crash sooner rather than later, more likely in the near future, in the 2018, man. As I said, that war and death and destruction is on the rise, man, all around the globe. It says Deutsche Bank. It says Bitcoin crash among 2018 financial worries. And anyone knows about the Bitcoin and that cryptocurrency that's been on the rise for the past couple of years, but now it's basically on its highest. It's uprising basically, coming to the end of this year and going into next year. But the financial dangers and the worries, because it's anyone knows about the cryptocurrencies and how the market works. It's very volatile, and it's not 100% trustworthy, man. There's a lot of scams that go on as well, and basically people are getting it. What they're getting is good now, but it's just a bubble at the end of the day, just like everything else, man. I know everyone want to put their trust in this cryptocurrency thing, but this is all controlled by the global elites anyway, man. Even though they say it's decentralized and all that, anything that's got to do with financial or anything to do with geopolitics or economics, which is basically the trade and the money system, these devils are behind it, man. These Edomites, so-called white man, these Jewish devils, these banking families like the Rothschilds and so on and so forth, they run that industry, so they're always behind behind the curtain, so to speak, controlling what's going on. But I want to read quickly and read one or two scriptures and then close out. It says the economy globally has continued its strong uptick throughout 2017. This is partially spurred on by very low interest rates and massive investments into various markets. However, it says according to the Deutsche Bank chief international economist Thorsten Slock, it says the major risks of the global economy in 2018 include a crash of Bitcoin. And anyone that keeps up with the Bitcoin markets, as I said, this is volatile and it's always crashing, but they're always recalculating themselves, so to speak, and putting the stocks or the markets back in place, the numbers back in place to make everything look sweet, man. But as time goes on, this credit-based system that these devils are trying to introduce to this society, mainly through the RFID chips technology, stuff like this Bitcoin, because it's a cryptocurrency, is all based on credits and debits, man. It's a credit and debit based system, man, and this could very well be the system incorporated in the AI infrastructure, artificial intelligence infrastructure to make it like basically take over the global economy, man. Make it a global market. Basically part of the monetary system, man. or a new monetary system based on cryptocurrencies, man, because these devils are trying to make everything cashless right now, you know. And you know, this Bitcoin, if it takes over the market as it looks like it's going to in the next coming you know, years, or so to speak, but even though these devils ain't got that many years left to rule, this could be very well lead to the downtrodden or the global economy crashing, man. It could basically, in this article, they say it's like a pin that could burst a bubble, you know. And it could definitely add to the problems and situations of the economy crashing, man. It could definitely add to it, even though it's not taking over the market right now. It says Slock sees huge potential for volatility. It says in the price of the cryptocurrency. It says as do other economists. It says and has indicated that the price may even see huge changes before the close of the current year, as it goes up and down, you know, the market. It says his main concerns include regulation, transparency, and disclosure. It says as well as volatility drifting into the overall market. He said, it says it's mainly because Bitcoin price volatility is something that I think financial markets so far have been discounting as a small issue. Slock said, it says we do worry a bit that it could become more systemic. It says in particular, if the current trends continue into 2018, it's going into that blockchain, man. You know, as I said, if they, you know, make this more systematic and actually incorporate it as a monetary fund, globally, you know, they'll start off nationally, then globally, then it's definitely going to cause, you know, havoc in the, you know, in the marketplace, man, down in Wall Street and all that, man. Because this shit is so volatile. 1 minute it's on the up, next minute the shit will just crash, and there's a whole bunch of different scams that keep coming up as well. People doing dodginess and all that, setting up fake ICOs and all these things. So it's very risky, man. It's a big risk. It's just a big gamble at the end of the day. But just like anything's a gamble in life, you know. But it says one of many. It says while Bitcoin presents a potential risk for the market going forward, it says a multitude of other risks may well take down the economy first, definitely. But this will add to it. It says of particular concern are Brexit developments. You know, that situation over here in the UK with that Brexit, man, the British exit, which is just, you know, that's going to definitely fuck up the markets, man. And the situation between the relationships between the EU and Britain are just going to be so amassed that, you know, it's definitely going to add to the inflation and the markets is fumbling, man. You know, it says US inflation rates. It says North Korea's nuclear testing plans and a potential housing bubble in Sweden and Norway. You know, Sweden is definitely known right now for taking in that cashless society, man. It's 70% or more of their whole economy is based off the cashless society. They don't even use cash no more over there in Sweden, you know. And they're definitely going to start, I think they endorse that cryptocurrency, or they're more likely to anyway, because it's a credit and debit based system. It says, of course, crypto fanatics would argue that Bitcoin actually hedges against all these other market risks, since it represents a non-flat connected asset that is not prone to inflationary pressures of the market fluctuations. It says brought on by national reserve banks, by internal monetary manipulation, centralized entities produce greater risks. It says, for example, Mike Kosh, an advisor, Hedak says, and this is the end of the article, I think there might be more. It says, Bitcoin is an antitrust money that is an antidote to economic crisis. It says, the US dollar, after several rounds of quantitative easing, and the US dollar is just like cryptocurrencies anyway, it's nothing but computer money, fractional reserve banking, it's just nothing but digits in a damn computer that they put up in the bank, you know, to actually make it look like they got all that substantial money, but they only keep, 10% of the actual assets in the bank. The rest of it's out in investments and all that. So it's just the same as these cryptocurrencies, man. It's just backed by fraud, as the scriptures say, but it's on a different platform, man. One's centralized and one's decentralized, but it's all coming from the same, same snake, man, the same serpent, the so-called white man that set these things up, man. Why? Because he's trying to incorporate his new world order, man, and he's doing things in the low, shooting in secret at the perfect, as the scripture says, trying to hinder the children of Israel and bring forth his new world order, man. Make everyone endorse that chip system, man. This is what this shit's really about, on a larger scale. When you look at it on a deeper and larger scale, this is what this all basically is really about. It says several rounds of quantitative easing, the exact equivalent of a corporation purchasing its own bonds, says which is self-dealing and more or less illegal. It says is a bubble. It definitely is a bubble, just like the housing bubbles, 2008, before that great crash. You had Bank of Scotland over here in the UK that crashed over that situation. You had the Great Depression and all that, 2008, and shit's gonna happen again, but it's gonna be even a greater depression, where all the markets are gonna crash and fumble, man. And everything's just gonna be no holds barred, man, out there, man. No civil unrest. It says, is a bubble. This is why I say Bitcoin isn't the bubble, it's the pin. So it's the pin that can add to the devastation of the global market, and it definitely can, man, because everyone's putting their trust in this thing right now so much that they're gonna, as I said, they're gonna start putting stipulations and rules and regulations on how you can to make that Bitcoin from these private banks. They're going to start getting involved in endorsing it to the point where they're going to put it in the market as a new trust monetary system, more than likely, and then it's definitely going to affect the global market, man, when these Bitcoin have these big ass crashes that they've been having as of late, So anyway, I want to jump to the scriptures real quick. I'm going to speak for too long, but obviously everything takes time. This will happen over time, man. It says James 5:1. Brothers are aware of all these the financial scriptures that I'm going to read, or I call them the financial scriptures. This is James 5:1. It says, "Go to ye now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." It says, "Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten." Yeah, this whole banking system is backed by nothing, man. Fractional reserve banking is a system that's backed by no gold and silver, man. When they got rid of that in the 30s, and through FDR, and it's just totally corrupted, man. So anything, the volatile in the system like that can definitely fluctuate and make the shit turn upside down within a split second. And at the end of the day, the Lord is the one that's gonna, take down this market, the global economies and all that, man. He's the one that's going to destroy these devils, man, and their markets, man, these merchants. It says your gold and your silver is cankered, yeah, man, because, it's a paperless, cashless, it's worth nothing, man. It's a forced balance, and the forced balance is an abomination to the Lord. The weights and measures are off, man. It says your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. Yeah, man, the Lord's going to make you devils look even more stupid than you think you are, man. He's going to expose you devils, man, for the frauds that you are. I mean, during the downfall of the first Roman Empire, the pagan Roman Empire, 2,000 years ago, the denarius that they had back then was, fluctuating and falling, It was, they had to mix different metals in it to make it so-called stand this weight, but it was falling apart, man, to the point where that added to the downfall of the first Roman Empire, man, because they couldn't make payments and so on and so forth, and their infrastructure, was falling apart anyway, man, from the hinges. So that just added to the fire, so to speak, which is going to happen now. Once again, as history repeats itself. There's nothing new under the sun. It says, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. So it'll be a witness against you, man, as the frauds that you are. The scripture says you're physicians of no value, man. It says, ye have heaped treasures together for the last days, which shows you we're in the last days right now, man. They've heaped treasures for the last days. These devils have stolen and conquered the whole earth, man. Stolen all the riches and the resources of the whole earth, and they're still trying to take more riches now, or resources now, you know. And but the Lord said they're going to vomit up those riches for the children of Israel, man. You know, and it says, ye have heaped treasures for the last days, which definitely shows that we're in the last days, man. The last minutes of this wicked ass society. It says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud. It says, crieth, because yeah, we, you know, like the scripture says, you know, we receive no, roughly paraphrasing, we didn't receive the Jakes, Israelites that built this damn wicked ass society. They didn't receive no reparations or whatever, or not reparations, but brothers are aware of the scripture I'm trying to paraphrase, but they didn't receive anything for their work, man, in this society, man. You know, this is kept back by fraud. It says, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped that and entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, which is the Lord of armies, man, not the Lord of the Sabbath, which some people would say was the Lord of Sabaoth, with the words there, Tazabah, which means the armies, man, the hosts, and into the Yahweh of hosts, man. You know, so the Lord hears the cries of his people, man. You know, the Lord hears the cries of his people, and he's coming to avenge them very soon. In verse 5, it says, ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, and have been wanton, undisciplined, man. Are you going to have a system, a banking system backed by nothing, man? That's paperless, man, cashless, man, and backed by nothing. You know, not backed by the real measures and weights that it's supposed to be, like gold and silver. Even from the beginning of time, man dealt with gold and silver, because those are the actual weights and measurements that you're supposed to deal with, man, when it comes to trading, man. These devils took that whole shit away and make people believe that the paper that they're carrying in their pocket is actually worth something, man. And it's worth nothing, man. It's toilet paper, man. You people are going to find that out in these last days, man. The more and more they make this shit cashless and shit, man. It says, ye have nourished your hearts. It says, as in the day of slaughter. It says, ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. It says, be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it. See, we got to suffer this thing. We just got to wait for the Lord to come, and that harvest, man, when he comes with the angels to destroy our enemies and you know, to deliver his elect. The holy elect. It says, until he received the early and latter rain. It says, be also patient, establish your hearts, meaning your minds, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh, man. So the Lord's coming very soon, man. The Lord's coming very soon, man. These devils are going to find that out the hard way, man, because they've been, you know, blaspheming the Lord's name, blaspheming his whole, you know, his image and all that for the longest, man. And the Heavenly Father and his Son, man. So they're going to come back and get that revenge, man. That sweet revenge. As I usually say, revenge is sweeter than fucking pussy, man. Excuse my French. And the vengeance burneth in the heart of the Lord. So, you know, it's going to be a sweet revenge, man. Anyway, I'm going to read this scripture and then close out. So Zechariah 1, start from verse 10. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh, that there shall be a noise and a cry from the fish gate. So what is the fish gate, man? Let's look that up real quick. The fish gate. Anyone that's, you know, knows anything about the fish, that back then, that was a major selling point in the Holy Land or roundabout, man. That was a major basically business back then, 2,000 years ago or more. Sorry, yeah. The word there, shahar. You'll see it says gate of entrance. It says gate, a space inside the gate. It says marketplace, public meeting place, like the agora, the marketplace in the Greek. That's where people would make their business and their trades, basically, man. So that fish gate is talking about what? The Wall Street in that, man. Today, that's talking about Wall Street, man. All these banking districts, man. Like you got over here in Canary Wharf, they got their banking districts and all that, and Docklands and all that. And in Americas, you got Wall Street and all that. So it's talking about these devils in their banking districts, their marketplaces, man. It says there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate. I mean, there's going to be, that shit's going to start fumbling, man. The whole market and all the economy is going to crash, basically, roundabout way. It says, and an howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills, man. So these devils are going to fall apart, man. Their markets are definitely going to crash. And it's coming in the near future. Could be next year, early next year, or late next year. Who knows, man? But it's coming. It says, how ye inhabitants of Maktesh. So that was a great merchant city, man. It says, for all the merchant people are cut down. So that's another way of saying the fish gate, Maktesh, or a merchant city, you know. Maktesh was a merchant city, basically. So that's another way of saying fish gate, meaning a merchant city. It says, all the merchant people are cut down. All your bankers, all your financial analysts and all that, all your critics, man. All that shit's gonna fumble, man. All your traders and all that shit, man. All that shit's gonna fumble, man. The market's gonna go from incline to decline, man. It ain't gonna be neutral. It's gonna decline at a massive rate, and you're gonna be losing so much points that everyone's gonna be going hysterical, as it says in the verse 10. They're gonna cry from the fish gate, man. It's gonna be a major cry. You know, it's gonna be announced all over the world in the news, man. The great economy crash and all that, man. It's gonna be beautiful. Good for you, devils, man. It says all day, all that bear silver, all day that bear silver shall be bear silver are cut off. It says, as the scriptures say in Proverbs, man, riches can't deliver you in the day of judgment, man. So you devils are through, man. You devils are through. So verse 12, it says, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees. It says, and that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. So that's for people that are, you know, can't want to be comfortable in the society, man. Basically, want to stay here, man, thinking everything's going to be sweet. Oh, it's just a glitch. It'll be you know, put back in order, so to speak. You know, that mindset is going to get you killed out here, man. You know, you're going to be left out. You're going to be basically a casualty of war. You know, having that kind of mindset, when you know, if you're in the know and you're into these scriptures and that you know proclaim to be an Israelite, you're watching and praying for what the prophecies, man. You can see all the hell that's breaking loose around the four winds. Trump announcing Jerusalem as Israel. All the hell that's breaking loose over there in Gaza and all that. You know, pestilences all around the earth, man. You know, earthquakes and all these in diverse places. All these things are prophecies, man. For what? For the downfall of Babylon the Great, man, aka America, which the Lord said to watch for, man. Watch and pray for. So verse 13 says, therefore their good shall become a booty. Yeah, man, everything's just going to become dirt cheap. Everything's just going to be falling apart. It's going to be civil unrest. You know, it says, behold, their victory shall be so cheap. And they shall think themselves to be in good case, but they won't be, man. In the Apocrypha, that's the verse from the Apocrypha. It says, and their houses a desolation. It says civil unrest, martial law, race riots. It says they shall cannibalism. It says, and they shall also build houses, but not inhabit them. It says, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. Like you got these devils over here in the UK at the moment, building new stadiums and shit. The Lord said, you know, you should build, but I will throw down, man. So it's like it says, you're gonna build houses and all these different things and all that, scrapers and skyscrapers and all these different buildings, but not inhabit them, man. You know. It says, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof, because there's going to be no one to drink the wine, man. Because all hell's going to be breaking loose. People are going to be dying left, right, and center, man. You know, people are going to be robbing people and all that. It says, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly. Damn, man. So this ain't a joke, man. I think I was going to read all the way down. I might as well. No, because this is prominent, man. This is important. You know, this is that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, man. Jacob's trouble, all of that martial law, as I said, race riots. This is all going to be leading for after the economy crashes and World War III is pronounced and all these things, man. You know, all these things are going to come as a domino effect. It's a day of wasteness and desolation, and ultimately it's going to be them nuclear missiles to light this place up. The real smoke, the up in smoke tour, as I keep saying, man. That's the real up in smoke tour, when this place, America, is totally lit up with them nuclear missiles, man. Not the Vatican, man. This is a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of cloud and thick darkness. It's a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. It says, and I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Yahweh, and their blood shall be poured out as dust. It says, and their flesh as the dung. Man, all hell is going to break loose on a mighty scale. And like the apostle's been saying, a lot of jakes are going to get slain out here, man. Thinking it's a game, man. They're going to get slain out here, man. You 2/3 new age niggas, man. You're gonna get put out there, man. Put to shame, man. It says, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. So Esau is fucked, bruv. Their gold or silver ain't gonna be able to do nothing, man. From the six-pack cracker, Joe Cracker, man, or Edomite, should I say, down to up to the top elites, man. They're gonna be hiding in their bunkers and all that. But the Lord's got their shit in marked as well, man. The chess, you got them in checkmate, man. In that day, basically. It says, they ain't going to be able to hide. It says, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, man. So the nuclear missiles are going to touch America, man. And the missiles are mentioned in the scriptures, man. What fire is that talking about, man? That's going to devour the whole land of America, man. Not no damn Vatican church, man. Or a 2-mile radius of Vatican City, man. That's BS, man. 200 missiles are needed just to destroy the Vatican City. Come on, man, that's just oblivious, man. That don't even make no fucking sense. So he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land, man. So that's what I'm saying, man. There's more and more things happening right now, man. As I said, the bubble's about to burst, man. And the global economy is going to crash, and it's going to lead to the downfall, escalation of the downfall of America, aka Babylon the Great, man. So these financial markets is something to watch. Definitely part of the prophecies, man. So anyway, I want to close out. I want to keep rambling on. Give all praise and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. To the elect, stay strong. Till next time, I say shalom.